Hi guys, how's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty good myself. I've had a long weekend this weekend, but it's going okay. So it's still cold here though. It's really cold to me. It's been in the 30s at night. It's been almost down to freezing. We've had ice in the trees and things, so it's been pretty cold. But it's supposed to start warming up again, but it's still wet outside. It's still wet and raining. I don't know if any of you guys went over to my Facebook page. It's Trudy Lee Tarot with Love on Facebook. And I had put up a video of my dogs. It started sleeting and my dogs loved it. They loved it. They started playing in it. It was just little ice pellets everywhere, and it covered the whole deck. It got white. And my dogs thought that was wonderful. They just played in it and they thought it was wonderful. My little dog, she just opens her mouth and catches all the ice in her mouth. She's so funny. Anyway, did y'all watch that Whitaker? Oh my gosh. Was he rude and disrespectful? I could not believe it. I mean, I expected him to be, evasive and not answer the questions great. But he was downright rude, man. He was rude. To the chairman, he told him, "Your 5 minutes is up." And then they took that long break. And I think somebody pointed out, hello, you're being a jerk. You're going to make your life miserable. This can go on for a long time because the chairman can take as long as he wants, He's the chairman. He's not, he's not under the 5-minute rule. So evidently he got a little bit of an attitude adjustment. That was a long, pause. It took a while for them to come back. But he was still, after that, did you hear he would say, "Thank you for your question," and he would just try to run down their minutes, and a few of them told him, "Don't thank me for anything. I don't want to hear it. Just answer yes or no," which he wouldn't do. He wouldn't do it. So anyway, that was something. I think we all learned that don't really like that guy. I don't like him. I don't like the way he acted or anything. I don't like people that are disrespectful, and he should know better than to act like that. I don't know, anybody that's under Trump, they just think that they can get away with everything. They think it's okay. Anyway, enough of that. Yesterday was a really tough day for us. My daughter went out of town, and so my 18-year-old daughter had stayed home. A granddaughter was home at their house. They have 2 dogs, and the Papillon that they have is like 12 years old, and he's been going through congestive heart failure, and he was still eating and going to the bathroom and all that. He was still doing fine. We saw him on Super Bowl Sunday, and he was fine, but he goes through these coughing spasms, really bad. Well, my daughter left early in the morning, and my granddaughter got up, and the dog started coughing and coughing. And she said she walked him outside and let him go to the bathroom, and they came back in, and he started coughing up blood. And one thing led to the next, and he just like passed out. He was coughing so much, and he passed out. And she put him in his little bed. He's like 8-pound dog. She ran him to the vet. She took him to the nearest vet that was open. It was early in the morning. But there was one open, and she took him there. Poor thing, and he died on the way. So she was traumatized all by herself, and it was actually her dog that she received. He was 12 years old, so she was 8 or so, 7, somewhere around there. Maybe six, something like 6 years old maybe. So she's had the dog for a long time. It's their family dog, but anyway, it was so sad. So my daughter's calling me, and my phone's in the other room, and I didn't hear my phone ring, and I was asleep in the bed, and my oldest daughter that lives here, she just came barreling through my door and said, "Mom, Hershey's dying." That's his name, Hershey. And that's how I woke up. "Mom, Hershey's dying and Hannah's by herself." I'm like, "What?" And so I had to get up with the start and just run and get my clothes on and get my husband up, and we were going to the vet. And as we were driving there, she called me and told me, "Grandma, he's dead. He died." And so we went straight to her house and met her at her house. And I took her home with me, and I tried to comfort her, and she stayed here for a few hours with me, and she was laying there in the bed while, I was doing some work here, and I was nearby and giving her kisses and loves, and, just y'all say a prayer for her. You know, she handled the situation very, very well. She handled it well, but I'm sure her heart hurts, So anyway, that's what I did yesterday. So it was stressful. It's always so hard to say goodbye to our pets. And I'm so, when I get a new pet, because my pets died 2 years ago, and when I get a new pet, I look at that pet and I say, I love you so much, but God, it goes through my mind that someday I'm going to have to say goodbye to this pet, It's so heartbreaking, It really is. It's so hard to let go of them and say goodbye to them. But, I don't know if y'all believe that, but they can come back to you. I believe they can come back to you. So I think my pets have come back. But anyway. Okay, so let's get to the Trump reading. Enough of my stories. I was meditating on Trump, and this is what I saw. I see a man, and he's wearing he's wearing glasses, but they're in the sign of an infinity sign. Isn't that weird? So, and then I see a bunch of watches, like watches are all piled up, a bunch of watches, wrist watches. So I think the lesson that we're learning from Trump's presidency, those lessons are going to be with us for infinity. That's what I think. It's just going to go on. These lessons are going to go on for infinity. There's an endless supply of lessons with Trump. That's what I think that means. And I think long after Trump is gone, we're still going to be learning these lessons and, applying them to our government and to our lives and everything. So I think the watch meant after he's gone, we're still going to be learning from these lessons. That's what I think that means, okay? So maybe y'all can write me a message and tell me what you think that meant. But I think it was weird. It was really weird to see an infinity. That would be cool looking glasses, huh? Make infinity glasses. So that's weird. So, but I think Trump is taking us all to a place that we can shift our consciousness. I think that's what is really happening here. After that, I see like a boat race, because I was just asking, is he going to finish his presidency? I kept asking that in my mind. Is he going to finish his presidency? So I see a boat race. Those speedboats that you can see, sometimes you see them on TV. They're racing boats, and they're just like hydroplaning off the water. They're barely skimming the water. Well, I see one of the boats flip up in the air and flip and, have a big old wreck. So that boat's not able to finish. So I think this indicates that Trump will not be able to finish what he started either. So I think that's what that means. Okay. All right. And we get to the first card that I have here for Trump. I think I've gotten this card before. This is his situation here today. The nostalgia card. This is the 6 of Cups. And I think Trump is really missing his old life. I think he really is. That was a time when, everybody thought he was awesome. His family was more united and they were happier, and they just, I think they had a happier time. They were happier back then than they are now. So he's looking back at this nostalgically and I think really missing his old life. I think that's what, right now, that's what's going through his mind, is like, what in the hell did I get into? He might not say it in those terms or think it like that, but I'm sure that he has some sort of, gosh, I used to go play golf and do whatever I wanted to do. Now people are reporting that 60% of the time I do nothing. People are finding all the truth out about him, and I think he really misses his old life. I think that's what this means. He's just really missing his old life. Okay, the next card he gets is the King of Swords. The problem is he has very bad judgment. This is the problem. He's not truthful. He cannot see things clearly. His vision is muted by, his own personal desires and his greed. So he has no vision for the people, and he lacks the discipline to govern. So this is like an obstacle card. That's the problem. That is the whole problem. Next card that he gets is Four of Pentacles, and you know, this is about greed and money. So he's worried, you know, about his money, and that's what motivates him to do everything. And of course, his greed has gotten in the way of what's good and, you know, what's moral for this country. It's all about the money, the money, the money. And, you know, not to mention that he has surrounded himself with people of very low morality. And then they, of course, have some influence on them, and they're also influenced by their own greed and their own benefit. So it's a vicious circle, vicious circle. Okay. Next card that he gets is Five of Wands. And as a result of this presidency, we're seeing lots and lots of conflict, right? That's in his own personal life, all the people surrounding him, lots of the people that were in his cabinet, they're going to jail, or, you know, they're going on awaiting trial, and they're just, even just us, guys, even us, even the public at large, we're all in conflict with each other. Look on Facebook, look how everybody's fighting with each other. Brother against brothers, you know, family members against families, friends against friends. You know, if you say you're for Trump on the Facebook, you know, unfriend that person. So this is so much conflict that's been created from his presidency. It's crummy. It's really crummy. But I think it'll have a good outcome. The next card is the Hermit. That's the Hermit. And so how will this conflict end? We will seek a new path, a more enlightened path, one that is more spiritually advanced. So I believe what this means is we're going to select a new president that will reflect our spiritual values and lead us on a more higher path, a higher moral path with integrity, put it that way. So I believe that's what this card means. So that's good. And the last card that I have for him is the King of Wands. So I believe our next president will be a visionary, a leader that can unite us, that will solve our problems. You know, there's so many problems, of course, and uniting us is the biggest problem right now. Really, it is, being so divisive. And then, of course, we have our insurance, our Medicare, and all that problems. We have problems with insurance and getting medical care for all of us. So I think this president, this new president that will be elected, this person is going to really, really be supported by the majority. This is going to be very well liked president, very, very well. And then the healing will begin, and we'll start coming back together. I think this person will be an inspiration to many. It's all going to be good. The future looks really, really, really good, y'all. So I think this is a great ending. So we're going to get a really good person in office, y'all, and the healing's going to begin. So don't worry, y'all. Be calm. Everything's going to be okay. We are going to have a new person soon. So I don't know when. Tarot doesn't, you know, it isn't good on timelines, so I don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but everything's going to work out just fine. Everything's going to be good, y'all. It's going to be good, so be calm and know that everything comes for a reason, okay? So everything's going to be fine. Okay, guys, thank you for your messages. I read them all, truly. They inspire me. I appreciate it. And if you liked my reading, please hit the like button, hit the bell for notification of the next video coming out, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. All right, guys, if you'd like a reading with me, just contact me at trudyleetarot@hotmail.com, okay? And we'll set up a reading. You can just tell me what you need, and I'll try and help you, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon. Do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you. Bye for now. Love you guys.